the Attack and 47 for the London Knights. The London Knights will head down to Kitchener Friday night to play in the Odd for a home-and-home with the Kitchener Rangers. That kicks off at 7 o'clock Friday night, and then both teams will return back to the Budweiser Gardens for a 4 o'clock start on Saturday. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in with us this evening. From Rick, Greg, myself, and the crew, we'll see you next time here on Rogers TV.
Due to the length of the preceding program, we now join the regularly scheduled program already in progress.
That's it. That's it. So hi.
Good morning.
How are you?
This is so nice that we get to chat about all the youth awareness programs and the education programs. It's my favorite thing to talk about.
I mean, you are so busy with everything you guys are doing. Just about a month ago, I sat down with you for mental health first aid.
Yes.
The City of Owen Sound ran that for a few different departments. That was a 2-day program where you took us through a lot of, some heavier, some lighter stuff. Do you want to start off talking about that a little bit, the mental health first aid?
Yes, it's a program of the Mental Health Commission of Canada. It's been in Canada for 15, 16 years. It was originally started in Australia, and it was about, and its goal is a 2-day program to learn about the different mental illnesses, but more importantly, how to help. If someone in my family or my workplace or classroom is experiencing symptoms that I think might be related to one of these illnesses, what can I do, what can I say, and where do we go?
Yeah, and I think the learning about a lot of, what do I say? How do I engage? When do I know that this is not something I can help with and it needs to be a professional who intervenes? Who is the most appropriate professional to speak to? Do I call the police? Do I call an ambulance?
Yeah.
And all of these things are covered in that 2-day program, which was fantastic. And I mean, you were the facilitator, so it was great.
I try not to put people to sleep because I figure that's the best way to learn the information.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it was a great program. And is that something that you're offering to anybody who thinks that this is something that they want to learn about?
Yes, we offer it once a month in the community, at least 2 or 3 times a month out and about in the workplaces, different workplaces around Owen Sound and Grey Bruce. And then even any members of the community who want to take it, but the fee might be out of reach for them, we have a little scholarship fund through the Ryan Remembered Fund. Jay Hoffman and his band had a fundraiser, so there's a little pocket of money that can cover anyone in the community who ever wants to attend one of the training programs.
That's really lovely. And we should also kind of talk about the fact that this is not St. John's Ambulance First Aid. This, although I think they also offer a program.
A little bit,
sure.
yeah.
This is not, any sort of standard first aid where you're learning how to wrap somebody's arm in a bandage or anything like that. This is not that kind of hands-on first aid. This is really mental focused, engagement focused, that kind of stuff.
But with all the same goals
Yes.
to preserve life,
Yep.
Promote recovery, and let people know that they're not alone, that there's help available.
Yes, because like one of the first things that we talked about in that program was ensuring that you were safe in the situation, which is the number one, or one of the number one things. I don't know, I might have my first aid certificate revoked if I say it's the number one thing. But one of the priorities that you do in regular first aid is to ensure that the situation is safe.
You do what you feel comfortable,
Yep.
and you do within your safety limits.
Exactly. So it is really first aid, but it's just not a hands-on
Right.
approach.
We always say there's no compressions.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about
Thank
compressions in
goodness.
mental health first aid.
Oh my gosh, doing that on one of those dummies is the hardest thing. You come out, you're bruised, and I mean,
Yep.
obviously it's a very important skill to have, but my goodness, they really give you a workout. I'm just glad that I have that knowledge. And I'm glad now that I have the mental health side of it as well,
Yep.
which I think is really important. I mean, myself, I'm out in the community a lot.
Right.
And I might come into some of these situations and I feel much more prepared. So thank you for coming to the City of Owen Sound and providing that for some of our staff. And how do other people go about booking these sessions?
Yep. So we always, our website is graybruce.cmha.ca, and we have an event section, and we always list all of our upcoming trainings there. And then there's a whole page that lists all the other programs we have. So we, as well as mental health first aid, we have Assist, which is also a 2-day program, applied suicide intervention skills training. So that is more focused on the suicide intervention, and 2 full days of scenarios and what ifs. What does it sound like? What does it look like? And then there's a shorter program called Safe Talk, which is suicide alertness for everyone. It's only a 3.5 hour program. And it's just general information about suicide and how to help. And again, how do I get someone to an individual who has way more skills than maybe I have in my back pocket, but still how important it is to get them to that person.
I must give you kudos for remembering every single one of those acronyms.
It's a lot of letters.
Bravo, that is very impressive. I can see you doing it on your hand, remembering all the letters and stuff. I'm like, I couldn't even do that. It was very impressive. Now, one of the things we also talked about in that session is Kids Help Phone, and how Kids Help Phone might not just be for young kids. And I think that was kind of, to me, really eye-opening. Can you speak to that a little bit, and Kids Help Phone and how it works and those kinds of things?
So it's been around for 30 years, and it is our longest running crisis support for anyone under the age of 25. And so anybody can call, can text, can go on the website and do a chat. Since the chat and the text has come out, 75% of contacts to the Kids Help Phone is this way, and not this way.
Nobody knows
anymore.
how to pick up a phone anymore.
Nobody. And what's really neat is what people don't always realize is the resources available for folks that support anybody under the age of 25. So kidshelpphone.ca, you can put in whatever you're experiencing at home or with your loved one and type it in, and it'll say how to help.
Right.
So there's those resources. Or if you're with a kid or a young person at home and they're kind of experiencing or feeling some things, you call together and say, hey, we don't know what to do, we don't know how to help. And that's their job, because everyone on the back end of that has their masters of social work and specific training on how to help kids.
That's incredible.
It's a great, and we here in Grey Bruce, we hear all the time from Kids Help Phone that we are statistically speaking higher users than anywhere else in the province, because it is a resource that doesn't have to have transportation. There is no fee. There is no, you don't have to worry about eligibility. Anybody can call. And so for that reason, Kids Help Phone has helped a lot of kids in our area.
That's very cool. And you said 25 and under. That's, I think the branding around the whole Kids Help Phone is just night and day.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But it's definitely something that, we as the older community members can promote to those college students, because I remember going to college, and that's a massive change, and massive change can really spawn a whole spiral of various emotions and things like that. So I think it's really important that it be promoted to those college age students and stuff like that. Not to say not everybody can't go back to college, because you can. But if you're 25 and under, you can use Kids Help Phone.
And so a few years ago, through the Jack Project, they did a lot of research and found that kind of that 18 to 25 don't really resonate with the kids part of Kids Help Phone. So they actually had rebranded, and there's a Good to Talk that is specific for college and university, and then there's no age. It's anybody who's enrolled.
Okay.
You could be 65 and gone back to school to learn whatever program, and you could be calling Good to Talk, and that is specific for you, which is great. It's still back-ended by the Kids Help Phone, but it has a different title.
different branding.
Different branding.
Makes you feel different about things, which is so silly, but it works.
It works.
I mean, I have a marketing background, so I get it. But no, it's interesting. It's interesting. So I think that's really something that we as adults need to make clear to the younger generations, and that they can grow up with these programs and know that they can just reach out at any time. I work with Girl Guides, and you have come in there and performed with the puppets. And spoken to the girls and stuff like that. And I think that's fantastic. Where else do you get out in the community, and when?
Anybody. If anybody wants to talk about mental health, we are happy to go. So we do a lot of presentations, sometimes to seniors clubs that meet. We do a lot of workplace mental health presentations. We do a lot of displays. So on parent-teacher interview nights, school open house nights, fall fairs, we set up a booth. Anywhere there's people, we're like, sign me up. Summerfolk was awesome. We had comfy chairs for people to sit in and come and hang out and sit and chat and grab a pamphlet about something. Because really, all of those programs, everything we do, all the training programs is exactly, it's all about marketing. Marketing the help, what does it look like, who's the faces behind it, what will they do, what will they say, and then marketing help when you're talking to a person about why it's important to reach out.
That's phenomenal. And so how do we engage with the puppets specifically?
Because puppets is peer-to-peer, because we know peer-to-peer is always the best. I wish if there was anything more that we needed in Ontario and Canada, Grey Bruce, is more peer support, is somebody to say, hey, I can totally relate. This is a journey I have also walked myself, and I know the way. I know the map. I can tell you where the helps are and what they look like and what they sound like. And so the puppet program was meant to be exactly the same. So there's usually 3 characters on the stage at any one time, and we want ideally every kid in the audience to relate to at least one of them.
That's
There's
amazing.
always somebody who's going through something, there's the helper, and then there's the one that's maybe not exactly being helpful.
And so in our next segment, I get to talk to Lise, who is the chair of the fan club, and I'm very excited about that. But before we get to that second segment, I want to ask you, why do you, Jackie, as a local, love it here?
The people. It's all the people.
How did I know that was going to be your answer? And so simple and so clear and concise, which is all about you, and I love that. And so here is your Locals Love It Here official badge of honor. Please wear it with pride.
I will.
And we will come back and talk to Lise in the next segment. So we'll see you then.
Hey, it's Krista McKee here of Wandering Grey Bruce. I am so excited to bring to you the 5th season of the show. We're going to meet some very exciting and interesting people. Stay tuned. This season, we are going to Chantry Island, visiting southern Grey County to explore barn quilts, and we have an exclusive interview with the Coast Guard at Tobermory. So join me on Rogers TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host of Attack Rap, Nick Kennedy. Want to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, a Happy New Year as well. We'll be back with Attack Rap in the new year with General Manager Dale DeGray to break down all of the Attack action over the Christmas and holiday season, as well as the trade deadline action. So make sure you tune in to Attack Rap here on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Welcome back to segment 2 of My River District with the Canadian Mental Health Association, Grey Bruce. And I am sitting here with Lise, who is the chair of fan club, which is the Grey Bruce Friends and Neighbors Club. Hi.
You got it right.
I wrote it down.
Wow. That's not a bad idea. I do the same thing.
My memory is shot, I tell you.
Yes. Well, I am very organized. I keep this stuff in here.
Well, as the chair, you have to be very organized.
Yes, I'm in charge of all of them. I make sure they get where they need to go, that they have everything they need, that they go to the right school, because mistakes can happen.
They can. And you know what, though? Mistakes happen. Accidents happen to everyone. And we can't be too hard on ourselves when they do happen.
And that's what I'm working on. I have a script that I do with the kids, and it's all about, not worrying so much about what people think of me. I know my mom and dad will love me no matter what grades I get in school, but it's hard. I still worry about it a lot.
You know what? Even as an adult, a full-grown adult, I worry about it all the time.
And that's what people say.
Yep.
But then I'm like, that's not necessarily helpful. So I just have to remind myself, yes, I got this, it's okay. So it's a work in progress, because really that is what we all are.
And that's why community matters so much, is so we can keep reminding each other of these things.
Yes, that is so true. And that's why I think we have 9 different characters, because we have a community. We have Simon and Winona and Odina and Andrew, Marcus, Bingo, Rusty. I know I'm missing some.
8,
but
9.
There's 9 of us all together.
Well, you.
Yeah.
You and then one more.
And we have Nicholas Oliver Teen, but he is very unique.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He comes to Simon in a dream, and he tries to get Simon to start smoking.
No.
Yep. Because his real name is actually Nicotine for short.
Interesting. Okay. But it's just the character he plays, right?
Yes.
Yeah. On the inside, he's really a good person.
He really is.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Sometimes we have to play a character to get a message across, right?
And it's a good message that you have to look behind the cover of the book.
You always do.
To learn what's inside. It's like being an onion.
Okay,
right?
tell me.
Yep, because we're all layers, right? Maybe on the outside layer, we look one way, right? Because some people in the plays look at me and say, well, she's bossy, right? They call me that all the time.
No, we've got to stop using that word.
Right?
It's assertive.
Right?
Yes.
And worried about being good at everything is really what it's all about.
Yep.
But from the outside, it can appear like I am bossy. But yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of that word bossy because you know who they call bossy?
Is females.
That's it.
Yes.
You never call a boy bossy.
No. Then they're in charge or
assertive.
Yep.
Yep. Absolutely.
A leader.
That's right.
I'm a leader. Yes, I love it. High five for that.
Yeah,
yes.
girl.
Okay. See, we are changing the world on this
Let's
show.
do it. And we're doing that too through these shirts. Twinsies.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing this shirt in for me to wear during this segment.
You are welcome.
You tell me about them a little bit?
Well, so Pink Shirt Day has been around a long time. There was a young fellow who started grade 9 out east in Nova Scotia, and a bunch of kids made fun of his pink shirt, which is so silly. And so the rest of the school wanted to send a message, hey, this is not who we are. We are not this. And so they went out and they bought out Walmart and Value Village and all these places of pink shirts. And they showed up the next day, everybody wearing pink, to say, hey, you can wear what you want at this school. We're welcoming, like Owen Sound, right? And everyone is welcome here. And so now each year on February 8th, we all wear pink to share that message.
So February 8th, wear your pink shirts.
Yes, Pink Shirt Day.
Gotta do it. Yep. And so where can we get official pink shirts?
So official ones are from the official site, which is pinkshirtday.ca.
Okay.
But you can wear whatever you want. Pink hats, pink socks, pink pants, whatever.
Full pink outfit.
And these days, people make their own, right? Because with those machines, right?
Yes.
So, and that's okay too.
I love that. It's just about the representation, right?
You got it.
Love
and the
it.
message. It's all about the message.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Thank you for telling me about that.
You're welcome.
So tell me, what else do you do? So you're in the office all the time, working away, scheduling, doing all those things.
Exactly. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. But someone has to do it. And we go out and about.
Yep.
We do a lot of driving. I don't even want to know how many kilometers a month. And we go to schools and we talk to kids. We have different messages.
Yep.
We talk about self-esteem, liking yourself for who you are, the importance of reaching out for help, how to deal with bullies, because, you know, there's always going to be another bully.
Yep.
So it's how do we manage that?
Yeah.
We have another one about anger, dealing with anger.
That's a hard one.
It is.
Yep.
Because it's like a hot potato.
Yeah.
We don't like it. We don't like how it feels. So we try and give it to someone else.
That's right.
And that isn't helpful.
It's not.
No.
No.
Ugh. And then we have dealing with feelings and dealing with change.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Change is also hard. And sometimes change makes people angry.
And nervous and worried and scared and upset and sad.
It's a can of worms.
Yep. It's a big old can of worms.
And worms are slimy and gross.
Yes.
You know what, though? I like worms, so I'm not going to hate on them.
Just not in my belly.
No, that would
Yeah.
be gross. Don't
Yeah.
eat worms.
No.
Nuh-uh.
And that's how it can feel during change. Like
It's
you have a big
right.
old can of worms in here.
That's right. It really does. It really does. And you know what? I find myself sometimes something will happen. I'll stub my toe, which never feels good.
No.
And then, you'll yell at somebody else because you just need to get it out.
Yes.
And then that person feels hurt. And then again, like you said, you're just passing that hot potato.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we talk about a lot how feelings are like farts, right?
Mm-hmm,
It's uncomfortable. And maybe we don't want to let it out because we're worried what people are going to say or going to think about us. So we keep it in.
Yeah.
But a fart, if you keep it in, it just gets more uncomfortable and bigger, and then you have trouble focusing. So you know what? Just find people you can fart freely with.
I love that message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reclaim the
go.
fart.
Just let it go. Yeah. Let it out.
I really love that. I want to make you a t-shirt that says reclaim the fart.
Reclaim the fart. I love it. That could be our pink shirt this year.
Could be. If a kid designs it.
Yes. Oh, I have people I can ask.
Perfect. I
Yeah.
love that.
Because that's one thing I'm not so great at. So every single one of us has a list of things we're good at
Yep.
that we can do by ourselves. And every single one of us has a list of things we might need help with. And
Sure.
art is that for me.
Oh, me too, honey. Me too.
I am not a drawer.
Nope.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Right?
You know what? I'm really good at baking.
Oh, I'm good at eating the baking.
Are you?
Yes.
Well, then we're a perfect team.
And taste testing.
Oh,
and giving
fantastic.
feedback.
Oh, I love that. But constructive feedback, right?
Yes,
And constructive
yes.
feedback. Great. Excellent.
Like more chocolate chips.
Perfect.
Yes.
That doesn't hurt anybody's feelings,
No.
but it's an important message to get across.
Always.
Absolutely. You know what, Lise? I have to tell you something. No, it's good stuff.
Okay.
I have always wanted to be on a show with characters like yourself. Since I was really little. And there used to be Molly of the Big Comfy Couch.
Yes.
And I wanted to be her because she had her dolls and stuff like that she talked to. And also now there's Miss Persona.
Oh.
And I kind of fangirl around her.
Yes.
And so to have you here today is really just marking off bucket list item.
Oh, and I can help with that.
You're here.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Because I've always wanted to be on TV.
Fantastic. Well, you've got the face and the voice for it.
Thank you. I'm working on the lashes though. I need to get them fixed.
Hey, you know what? We've got a lot of great businesses in the River District that focus on lashes.
Do?
They got you.
We have everything here.
We do.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, Lise, tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Yes, so I'm an only child.
Okay.
And speaking of dealing with change, that's my other script. So my parents split, and I'm having a hard time with it.
Yeah.
Because it changed everything. Everything I knew and my routine and the way things were is all different. To the
I
point
know.
that I actually threw out my old photo album because it just made me sad to look at the pictures. But then my friend Marcus,
Yep.
he goes to a Rainbows program where they talk about grief
Okay.
with kids.
Yep.
And he gave me a new photo album because he said, hey, how about you start collecting new memories
Yeah.
and maybe get the old photo album back?
Well, and the great thing about people your age is that most of the photos that come to be are digital.
That's right.
So when you're ready,
Yes.
you can reprint some of
Oh.
those to fill your photo album.
You are so smart.
Sometimes.
Oh, goodness.
I haven't had any caffeine yet today, though, so I'm really thrilled at how this is going.
You would never know.
Thank you.
Wow. So good at this.
So what is this Rainbow program?
Yeah.
Dealing with grief? Because everybody deals with grief in their life.
Everybody. hello, right? It's all about all the stages of grief, right?
Okay.
We have denial, we have so that's where I'm like, oh, a week from now, my parents will get back together.
Sure.
And we know that isn't always the case.
Right.
And then we talk about change, and we talk about who my support systems are, and we talk about who we are and what we're good at and what we bring to the table. And then at the very end, the 12th week is all about acceptance, where we go, you know what? Something might change again another time.
Yep.
And now I have the skills to go through that.
That's awesome.
And come out the other side as happy and healthy as I am today.
So tell me more about this program, where it happens and how people can sign up for it.
So it's at the schools.
Oh,
so you
okay.
just talk to your teacher or a principal, and they can get you connected.
Okay, that's fantastic information. And it's called what again?
The Rainbows program.
Rainbows
And
program.
underneath Rainbows, so Rainbows is 2 titles. So it's the whole program, but it's also the grade 1 to 8. And then there's Sunbeams for the preschool. And then there's Spectrum for the high school. And Kaleidoscope for the adults who maybe had some change in their life when they were kids.
Yeah.
And they never got to talk about it.
Absolutely, because not too long ago, we weren't really supposed to talk about our feelings.
It was,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, in a lot of families, there wasn't a lot of talking about feelings or how to deal with them or anything like that. So I think it's so great that there's programs out there for adults who might want to start, getting into their feelings a little bit and see how they've affected them and how to grow from that.
And learn the words, because sometimes we have so much we want to say, but we just don't even know what the word is for it. And once we know the words, then it becomes so much easier.
Yes. Can you tell me one more time the list of all the stages?
Oh yeah, so we have Sunbeams for the wee ones, and then Rainbows for grade 1 to 8,
Okay.
and then Spectrum for high school, and Kaleidoscope for the adults.
Okay, Lise, thank you so much for coming. I have one more question for you before we wrap this whole thing up. I know time has gone so quickly.
Yes.
Lise, why do you, as a local, love it here?
That is easy. The events. Because I am a social butterfly, and there is always somewhere I can appear in Owen Sound.
That's right. That's right. So thank you for coming to all those community events.
You're welcome.
We have tons. You can check them out on River District, owensoundriverdistrict.ca, our events calendar, or owensoundtourism.ca, where you can find other ones. And they kind of work together anyways, and we'll get you into all of the great events.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I wanted to give you your official badge of honor. Locals love it here. And may I put this on you? May I touch you?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's
And I
see.
can wear it in the schools?
Yes, absolutely. Now, the trick is not to poke my own finger.
Right.
Look at that. Look at that.
Ta-da!
Thank you so much. And I hope you can come back and maybe some of your friends sometime.
Oh, yes, please.
All right, high five.
High five.
Yeah, girl. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability,